everybody. Welcome into this week's episode of Across America Good News Edition. My name is Chip Brewster. It is my Friday. It's always my Friday when I record these, but on this particular Friday, I went glasses on, stubble on, thus a slightly different appearance for me. Now, this being the Friday that is November 14th, I always look at the week preceding the day I record this. That means this past week of good news includes November 11th, Veterans Day. And while I could have devoted the entire show to Veterans Day, we as Nexstar have already been doing a ton of great coverage on that. It's called Veterans Voices. There have been local specials, national specials, plenty of stories across just the entire country and all of Nexstar Media Group. And so I didn't want to ignore it, but I also wanted to make sure I included some of those other feature stories from the week that was. That said, the first block, these first two stories are going to be veterans focused in honor of Veterans Day. Very quick backstory. I'm actually still serving National Guard, then Army Reserve. I hit 19 years a week and a half ago. So for me, when I hear the word veteran, I think about somebody that has already done their duty, served their time, gotten out. Now they're a civilian. But I know that on Veterans Day, we also honor those that are currently serving. So the two stories that I went with, one is for someone who did their duty. In fact, sacrificed limb for the country. And then the other is someone that is currently serving, and they got a very cool surprise. So we'll begin with that first one, this coming from our station in Austin, Texas, KXAN, and it's all about an organization, Homes for Troops, and what they're doing to help restore independence to veterans as the one you're about to meet.
I just want to be part of something bigger than myself. And 9/11 had happened a little bit after that. So I really wanted to do my part also.
Albert Flores had a dream of becoming a Marine, a dream he realized in 2003, serving his country in Iraq and providing for his family. But in 2005, while out on patrol,
just told everyone to look out for some IEDs, and as soon as I said that, literally an IED had just blown up right underneath us. Took everything from the windshield forward, was pretty much gone.
Flores's leg was mangled in the explosion. He had to be carried to a nearby home to wait for a medical evac, his mind turning to his family as he awaited rescue. His wife, Elvira, who he met in middle school, and their 6-year-old son were thousands of miles away.
Was my son going to remember me? Is this the last spot? You know, am I not ever going to get to see him again?
It's like every time, we relive it all over again.
Flores was able to get back home to his family, but their lives were forever changed. Doctors had to amputate his leg above the knee. He learned to walk on a prosthetic, but he still relies on his wheelchair, and life inside his home proved to be another battle, as mundane tasks like taking a shower became dangerous.
My crutch would slip on me or something, I'd miss a wet spot and straight down and try to catch myself and dislocated fingers and stuff.
It would suck because a lot of times I would be like,
should be at work.
I wouldn't work from home. I would be at work and things like that would happen. And
the Flores family, an example of what so many wounded veterans go through back home. That's where Homes for Our Troops comes in. The organization builds custom homes for veterans adapted for their needs.
In essence, what they did for us is sacrifice their freedom and independence because they need assistance on a lot of those just daily mundane things that we all take for granted.
This is the 400th home the organization has built in the past 20 years. This one's in New Braunfels, and it belongs to the Flores family.
Make some food.
An open floor plan wide enough for Albert's wheelchair, a roll-in shower, pull-down shelving in the kitchen, and accessible appliances. And a fully paved path around the home, restoring freedom back to Albert's life and lowering the stress for his family.
More than 93% of our veterans say that the stress level across the entire family has gone down.
I just feel we're more happier now. Like he's more happier also, like he just has that independence back, I guess.
Now, Elvira can go to work without having to worry about her husband at home, and their house has become the go-to place for family gatherings and watching football on the weekend. For Albert, it restored something in him that he fought to protect 2 decades ago.
Last night, I can hold my head up high. I have my independence back.
In New Braunfels, I'm Dylan McKim.
And of course, to Albert and all of those that have come before my current sisters and brothers serving in the military, we thank you. We would not be able to serve ourselves if it were not for you coming before us. We're truly standing on the shoulders of all of those veteran generations. Now let's talk about a gentleman who, like myself, has a full-time civilian job, but also is available, commits, in fact, to deploying if necessary. And that's exactly what happened to him. And this is all about the big surprise waiting for him when he got home.
Yes, right? Yes!
What a morning to remember. The junior ROTC salutes Principal Jesse Bean's service. This was Jesse's first day back at West Lincoln Middle after 6 months serving our country with the North Carolina National Guard.
Good luck to everybody.
It was a special day, but to make it happen, oh, what a tangled web they weaved.
Slides. They had to figure how we were gonna pull this off.
You see, 52 minutes before Mr. Bean posed for this family photo, we were in a closed-door meeting. Assistant Principal Wendy Smart and School Resource Officer Deputy Mackenzie Johnson run through plans to divert their hometown hero.
He is under the impression this year we're going to do a story about the barn.
Right. So I hop into a truck with the Assistant Superintendent and Jesse, the man of the hour.
Some type of nice-looking fence.
They talk about plans for a barn to be built at West Lincoln High, a valuable teaching tool for the agricultural program.
This is a no-brainer for our students in our communities to learn more about animal science.
Respectfully, seeing the future site of the barn is not exactly why we're here. I asked Jesse about returning to the students he so adores.
This is like first day of school in November, so it's an awesome feeling.
With Principal being distracted, students, staff, and community members were up to good. They assembled outside to make some noise.
We are super proud of him. Very glad to call him chief, but also family.
A quick picture, and we're back in the truck after getting a text to proceed as planned. Okay, y'all, come on, it said. Then Jesse starts asking questions.
What in the world's going on here?
If there's any doubt how much he's admired, I give you Exhibit A.
Oh my gosh.
It's a cross between a parade and a rock concert.
It's awesome. We're so glad to have Mr. Bean back.
Oh, God.
When you're speechless, all you can do is let it sink in.
Glory, mercy.
It was the perfect storm, full of cheering, cowbells, and genuine affection.
It's obvious we're a family here and we take care of family.
He certainly didn't come to work expecting Bean Mania.
This is really cool. I am truly blessed, that's for sure. Good to see you.
The 1 minute, 24-second walk
You knew it.
will linger in his memory forever.
Don't get much better than this. Hey guys, thank y'all, appreciate it. Mia, thank you, I love you. Thank y'all, thank you.
So many played a role in Operation Welcome Home. Hopefully all the deception doesn't land us in the principal's office.
You kind of left him speechless there, so I guess
Good.
You did your job.
Good.
I take pride in being very humble, so I don't like being the center of attention ever. So, this is out of my element for sure.
You're kind of the center of attention now.
In Lincolnton, John Lee, Queen City News.
I heard someone mention they call him chief, so that must be referring to his rank. I would assume that means Chief Warrant Officer, because I believe I saw Army National Guard in there. So, hey, Chief, thanks for your service also. That is my Veterans Day, honoring veterans and those before and currently serving. And so now we're going to transition over to a little something different. When we come back from the break, we are talking about some incredible sporting achievements that you might not have heard unless you had watched this show. Excited to show them to you. I'll see you on the other side. As I was tossing to the break, I was talking about what this next set of stories entails, and that is incredible sporting achievements. And this is, the nature of the show. It's localized stories, but things that I think are interesting on a national level, you may not have otherwise heard of if you didn't watch the show. So for this one, and I just realized I didn't say it, the story right before the break came from our Charlotte, North Carolina station, WJZY. This next story, though, is coming from our station in Fayetteville, Arkansas. That is KNWA. And it's about a paintball team that has accomplished something impressive.
All right, let's go, D5! These guys really are, some of the closest people I'm to, and we are family. I'll know these people for the rest of my life.
It's not your typical family, but for Blaine Wilson, he wouldn't trade it for the world.
I was looking for something to do and came out here and started messing around and met a bunch of guys, and they talked me into playing some tournament paintball, played a season, and then started kind of managing, kind of captaining the team.
Over the years, NWA United, the paintball team based out of Tawnytown, has recruited players from around the region. And even though they're not the first team to represent the name,
one of the most successful teams to come out of Northwest Arkansas is the original NWA United. It was in the early 2010s. They were a real successful Division III and Division IV team. They did a lot of traveling. They went to World Cup as well. They took a lot of podiums.
Carrying on the legacy of the original team, Wilson and his teammates have done their best competing in series tournaments.
We play Division V X-Ball, play in the Elite X-Ball League, which is based out of Salina, Kansas. It's a 5-tournament series starting in February, and the last one was in September. And we took 3 first places, 2 second places, and we won the series title for the Elite X-Ball League. A part of that is we were able to win a trip to World Cup in Orlando.
We're really excited because it's the biggest tournament in the world.
A feat that they've achieved thanks to hard work.
It's a sport where you have to work cohesively together. No matter how good an individual player may be, you have to work as a team in order to be successful at it.
That's 100 balls per second that's going to be in the air. It gets a little wild.
Anybody can pay to get in the World Cup, but when you earn it, when you win a series title, you're there for a reason. You're there because you worked hard all season. You worked together as a team. You grew together as a team. It really does give you a sense of pride.
And the brotherhood they've built.
Hey, it's a 3-on-2.
Now a family that takes care of each other on and off the field.
They're some of the best friends I have now. The friendship and the bond that you're building with these guys, it just gets even more intense out on the field.
You need to have your family to have your back because it's stressful. You're out there, you're exposed. Somebody might be coming to run you down, shoot you up, and you have to have people you trust. And that trust goes beyond just the field. We do life together. We take care of each other. Several of the guys had kids this year. One of our guys got married a few weeks ago, and we're all there celebrating and cheering them on.
Members of NWA United say they're confident heading into the tournament. But win or lose,
which we are going to win.
For these guys, World Cup is about a lot more than just accolades.
Win or lose, I'm going to Florida to play paintball. Once in a lifetime experience is the way I look at it.
Just the journey along the way, being able to go to these tournaments this entire season and be able to end it at World is just the perfect ending, I feel like, to the actual season.
Very cool. And a look, this really neat. If you're not in that community, you're not seeing those scenes, those sites, you get another glimpse at a different kind of sport. Speaking of glimpses at interesting sports, this next one is about a championship that happened. It was the U.S. championship, so the winning team actually goes on to the Worlds at this point, but another really unique sport, indoor skydiving.
This suit is similar to what competitors are wearing as they compete for a national title here at iFly in Colorado Springs.
These are the best of the best, really bringing their A game.
For flying, all descending in Colorado Springs.
We have the best wind tunnel in the world, and we're the only one in the United States with a bar.
These flyers soaring 40 feet at this year's U.S. Indoor Body Flight National Championship.
Most of the wind tunnels only have about 20 feet of glass, where ours has 40 feet. We're the only double-layer glass wind tunnel in the United States.
The championship bringing 145 elite athletes from across the country to compete in high-speed, gravity-defying aerial performances inside iFly near the Air Force Academy. With the help of wind speeds up to 169 miles per hour, every second counts.
Our dynamic four-way teams, they finished the event with a 0.3 second difference, so it's very tight. This is a very nail-biting event.
The competition got so close, the final 2 dynamic two-way open teams competed for a tiebreaker.
We flew 2 rounds, we won 1, the other team won the other round, so we had to go to a tiebreaker round. It was a very nail-biter, edge-of-your-seat moment for us.
And the 2025 national champs in the dynamic two-way open is Michael Spoko and Samantha Gildersleeve from Virginia Beach.
We've been training hard for it, and we ended up coming out on top, and now we're national champions.
And if you you don't know what dynamic two-way opens are,
Number one is speed rounds. And basically what we do is you have a set path that you have to fly throughout the wind tunnel that involves what we call carving, or horizontally orbiting around verticals, or going up and around in a vertical type orbit. And then a maneuver called a mixer, where we kind of crisscross and interlace in figure 8 or circle type patterns.
It's not the first time they will compete for a world title. Last year, they placed 11th, now hoping to win it all.
We went to Belgium this past year for the World Championship, and we flew well, but we've done a ton of training since then, so we're very excited to go back over to Europe and represent Team USA again.
The winner of this weekend's competition will get the chance to compete for a world title in France. Reporting in Colorado Springs, I'm Carolyn Felling, Fox 21 News.
It's just like the video of that, right? There's no strings. It's just wind and the way that they move their bodies inside of that wind tunnel that makes them pull off those maneuvers. I mean, acrobatics in the air for sure. Very cool story. Good luck to that team to represent USA across the ocean. I want to stick with skydiving for a moment, because this is a story I actually did see this one before I went through, and maybe you did too. It was done by our network component at Nexstar, that is NewsNation, and involves a rather impressive feat. That's enough setup from me. I'll let the story take it from here.
This truly is an inspiring story. From a gold medal to her gold wings, the skydiving diva is proving to everyone there's no expiration date on a dream. They say age is nothing but a number. So for 86-year-old Kim KNWA, the skydiving diva, the only number that matters is 1,000. Kim's journey started back in 1959 when she forged her parents' signature to make her first jump. She's been breaking barriers ever since, being on the first ever U.S. women's parachute team that won gold at the 6 World Parachuting Championships. Over the decades, the skydiving diva descended on more than 90 drop zones across the country. None more important than this one. NewsNation flying to 14,000 feet for Kim's monumental moment. And we're up first. Not far behind, the skydiving diva. Kim sharing the sky with her daughters and granddaughter for her 1,000th jump. On the ground, dozens waiting at the iconic Jump Florida drop zone.
Voila! We did it! I'm so excited!
Kim, I gotta know, you got your 2 daughters right there behind you, and you got your granddaughter. I was right next to her. She was a little nervous. How did it feel to have them here for this 1,000th jump?
I mean, it's overwhelming to me, because Colorado's a long way away, and that's where they came from just for this.
So her daughters and granddaughter came in from Colorado. I also spoke to another woman that came all the way from the UK just to watch Kim get her 1,000th jump. So now she's checked that off her bucket list. She also has her gold wings as well. And when I asked, are you gonna slow down? She had no intention of doing so, and she wants to jump another 1,000 times. From the Jump Florida drop zone, Xavier Walton, NewsNation.
Very cool, and congratulations to the skydiving diva for reaching such a milestone. You can do it. You can get 1,000 more, and that's like 3 a day for a year. No problem. You got this, Kim. We're going to take another quick break. I've got 2 more great stories for you. One that's a real tug at the heartstrings, involves a little boy and a dog. I'm sticking with my streak of keeping an animal story in here, but that is on the other side of this quick break. So these last 2 stories are really like individual feature stories. And this is a common feature thing where you find someone of interest in the community and you tell their personal story. The second one is the little boy and the dog one that I mentioned. So this first one, a little different, just really unique. This guy that became a favorite teacher in a school led an entirely separate life. And it was something to be supported. You'll see what I mean.
When David Prince enters a classroom at Lawrence County High School, students don't always know what to think.
You know you're in for a ride.
Well, you're right.
With his mutton chop beard, long hair, and casual dress, Mr. Prince doesn't look like a typical teacher.
Your popular vote tells the Electoral College who to choose.
But when he starts talking about history and government, it's clear he's smarter than he looks.
In a way, teaching is acting, and you're entertaining, you're trying to tell stories to get kids' attention.
His easygoing approach has made him a local legend.
He's definitely one of the favorites, I'll say that.
Many students say Mr. Prince is the coolest teacher they've ever had. In 2010, he was named the State Social Studies Teacher of the Year. But when he leaves these classrooms, he becomes another person.
Laid back country picker.
Mr. Prince becomes a character, a rock and roller known as Laid Back Country Picker. And his wife, known on stage only as Honey, provides the rhythm, dressed in a housecoat with her hair in curlers.
We don't take ourselves very seriously at all, but we do take our music very serious.
Although Prince has played music all his life, his career took a big step forward in 2017 when he wrote a song and shot a video called McGoffin County Cadillac, which refers to the popularity of used police cruisers sold at surplus auctions.
Put the family in the back, McGoffin County Cadillac.
There are a lot of Crown Vics there. It's a weird phenomenon.
Laid Back got another boost when his former student, popular singer-songwriter Tyler Childers, wore a t-shirt with his picture on it during a concert. The teacher's split personality began with that picture, snapped by his wife after a wild night of celebrating the 4th of July.
And we were just making up stories about the character in that picture. And we said, well, he looks like the Laid Back Country Picker, which is a Waylon Jennings song.
But Laid Back is more of a classic rocker than a country picker. He has fans that catch every show they can.
Every time I get a chance. Today's my birthday, and I decided to drive across state to get here to see him, and I wouldn't miss it.
Teresa Prince, a.k.a. Honey, recently retired as a preschool teacher. She seems stern and speechless on stage, but when the curlers come out, it's clear she loves being part of this dynamic duo as much as her husband of 40 years.
He's just always had this way in life where doors open for him. And I'm just happy to be there by his side.
That's cool.
Mr. Prince has cut back to part-time teaching now, filling in when he can as a substitute. But Laid Back hasn't cut back at all.
At heart, I'm still a 17-year-old who's trying to get in a band and make it big. I mean, that's just my mode of operation, and that never changes.
Thank you all so much.
From Louisa, Marvin Bartlett with the spirit of the bluegrass.
Just awesome. Just awesome. That, by the way, our station, WDKY in Lexington, Kentucky. And I didn't mention it, but the indoor skydiving was from our Colorado Springs station, KXRM. It's time for the final story of this week's episode. And as I've been saying leading up to it, it's a bit of a heartstrings tug. So if you're not in the mood for shedding a tear or two, you might need to turn away at this point. But otherwise, I take you now to our station, WCIA in Champaign, Illinois.
It's not in a sense of the struggle of picking a dog because they're all so cute. It was that Norman picked us and Norman picked Ezra.
It was love at first bark when Ezra's wish was granted by Make-A-Wish. Norman, his new dog, made the choice easy for the family.
Norman, however, did not leave our side. He did not leave Ezra's side.
Ezra is just 2 years old and has a disease that affects 1 in every 200,000 people.
So GM1 gangliosidosis is a rare terminal neurological disease.
It impacts the neurons in the brain and the spinal cord.
So over time, it just deteriorates everything.
She says Ezra has type 2.
So children with that type typically don't live past their 5th birthday, and Ezra will be 3 in January. And with the decline that we've seen in the past month, we're not sure if we have that long.
But they will be making the most of every single second, hoping to bring as much joy to their son as he does to them.
He enjoys singing when we sing to him. He loves music.
You make me happy when skies are gray.
He loves his siblings so much. His siblings bring so much joy to him.
And his siblings love him right back.
And him to be able to like smile when he sees me and when we get in the car, he's always laughing and kicking his legs and looking at me, and it just makes me so happy.
Ezra's mom says choosing a wish was tough to narrow down, but Norman turned out to be more than they could have ever hoped for.
This is something that stays constant in Ezra's life. And unfortunately, after Ezra is no longer with us, this is something that will be constant for the whole family.
And Ezra found a way to show them they made the right choice.
Ezra doesn't cognitively know how to pet a dog or know what it is to apply pressure or how to do it in the correct way. And Ezra laid his hand on Norman and just started petting him in the most gentle, loving, caring way.
Because sometimes the greatest wish isn't what you ask for, it's the love that finds you.
You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
So we got that, and then they pay for the first.
I watched that story before doing the show, and it still hits me really hard. So again, sorry if you weren't ready for a short cry, and maybe you aren't and you're just living it vicariously through me, but that is fine. Still, you know, my love out to that family and to that dog, and I wish you the best as much as you can have it. That is going to wrap up this week's Across America Good News edition. Thank you for joining me as we get to share these stories every week, and I hope you continue to tune in to your local Nexstar station, CTV app, website, wherever you're watching this, for more good news brought to you by Nexstar Media. Until next time, I'm Chip Brewster. Take care, everybody.